Good morning, coaches. How are you doing this morning? It is Sanae Floyd here, business breakthrough coach and sales mentor. I was to say sales mastery mentor. I wanted to come in here today on the topic of sales because I've sort of been dealing with things this past few days around the common mistakes that I see time and time again that coaches make, or the things they accidentally fall into or inadvertently do that really can mess up their sales calls. Like as I've said in the title, it can kill your sales calls, and not in a good way. So I want to talk to you. There's lots of different aspects to this, but I just want to dial into kind of the three most common that I see time and time again with coaches. And so I just want to dial into these specific three right now. So I know that sales can be quite a scary topic if you've never done sales before in your career, or even if you have been in sales in your corporate career. I've worked with coaches who in their past life, in their past career, were successful in sales, but there's something very different about making that transition. And I experienced this myself, coming from a corporate sales background. There's something very different when you make that transition into your own business, because then you're selling your services, your gifts, your expertise, your knowledge. And there's a lot of I think there's a lot of deep embedded I'm not good enough stuff, a lot of deep embedded shame around, who am I to say, charge this amount. And so there's a lot of kind of swirly burly stuff that gets in our way of really owning our power and effectively selling our services. And if we're stuck in not doing that, if we're holding ourselves back, then think of all the people that are missing out. That's a quick reframe for you. There are people that are waiting for you to show up, that have the problem that you can solve. And so when you're holding yourself back, you're denying these people your gifts, your knowledge, your experience. But having said that, I know it is a mindset shift, and it is difficult because we've almost got it burned into our psyche that, selling is sleazy. We have all these kinds of characters from films, and even in the, real life with the unscrupulous salespeople. And so it comes with all this kind of deeply embedded negativity and association and connotation. But the thing I want to kind of really embed is that sales is a skill. That's the first thing. You can learn the skill, you can learn the process, and when you practice it, you can really master it. But also the key here is it's a mindset shift. Once you've mastered the kind of the process and the structure of effective sales, the rest is a mindset shift, and you can continue to work on that, hone that, and really sort of begin to get your confidence up and stand in your power. So coming down to the three don'ts for effective sales calls. The first don't is don't talk too much. Sorry, I know we love to talk. We love to talk about what we do, but when you talk too much, if you're doing most of the talking on a sales call, that's not good. And whether it's, you might find that, well, I start talking too much because I'm nervous. And so you're unconsciously trying to get to the end of the call as quickly as possible. Or maybe you're excited and you want to express your value, the value of your services. So that comes across in this like really fast, rapid fire chat. Or the other thing is that you're trying to be their friend. So you're ending up having a friendly conversation. All of that is not good for a sales conversation. You're going to lose your prospect when you're acting in this way, when you're talking too much. So the way I want you to see your sales call is that this sales conversation, it's a container. It's a safe space that you are holding for this other person, and with the intention to guide them through this structured conversation that will enable them, that will help them to get really clear on what it is that's going on for them. And in order to help them to make a decision on how to move themselves forward. So when you can position, when you can kind of see this, your sales conversation is, you're not here to make friends. You know, that can come later, but right now you are here as a professional, as the specialist you are, to really hold the space for somebody, to guide them through this process, this structured conversation, with the intention of helping them get really clear and be able to make an empowered decision for themselves. So in this way, your prospect really should be doing 80% of the talking, and you are asking the questions, you're actively listening, and if need be, you're taking notes. So that's the first thing I want to say about, you know, the first don't is, if you're talking too much, that's a don't. You've got to really monitor that and make sure that you're the one doing most of the listening, 80% of the listening. And in doing that, that person feels held and heard. Really, really important. You want your prospect needs to feel heard. And it may be that it's the first time that they've been challenged with your questions to really dig into what is really going on for me. And so you're giving them an experience of coaching without actually coaching them. And that's so important, because then you don't need to kind of fall over yourself to explain the value of coaching, because you're holding that space and giving them that experience. And as you're holding the space from a place of non-judgment, you know, it's a very open-minded, very kind of, like I say, non-judgmental space. They're able to express themselves freely, and possibly for the first time ever, which is very, very potent for them, a potent experience for them. Okay, the second don't is that, are you trying to sell your process? So your process is how you get them to the result, the nuts and bolts. And I know we love our process, right? We're so proud of the processes that we've come across and we've created and we've learned for ourselves. And I know it has worked for you and it's worked for your clients. But what you want to understand is that your prospect isn't buying your process. All they want to know is, can you solve my problem? They're buying the payoffs of your process. And just remember the line, people buy the why. Every buying decision we make is driven from an emotional standpoint, an emotional point of view, and we buy the why. In every single buying decision we make, we think we're making it logically, but we're not. It's an emotional transaction. We're considering, how will this improve my status? How will this make me feel? How will this, this becoming this person looked in the eyes of others? Will I get my dad's approval? Will I, all of that stuff, very in a split second, is what is driving a buying decision. So when you know that your prospect on that call, they're not interested really in the nuts and bolts of the process. The real question is, can you help me? Can you solve my problem? And you're going to talk about the payoffs of working with you. And the other thing I want to say about when you're going into the nuts and bolts of the process, when you're talking about, how great my process is, and this is what we're going to do together. I'm going to help you do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. Like, quick example is, say, for example, you are a health coach, and you help people with their gut health and help them to lose weight. Okay. And this person has come to you for that reason. And if you then go into, my process is amazing. So what we're going to do is you're going to have a food diary you're going to complete on a daily basis. We're going to clear out your cupboards and your fridge, and we're going to meet twice a week. You're going to do workouts. You're going to do, all these different workouts twice a week. You're going to go on this particular diet. You're going to eat this particular food. You're still allowed chocolate and wine, but only on a Saturday and a Wednesday. And you go into this. That's the process stuff. And what tends to happen, what will happen, is you start putting in barriers to buying for your prospect on that call. Like, all of a sudden their brain is starting to go into overdrive, and they're already overwhelmed when they come to that call with you, with whatever the problem is that you solve. But now they've got additional things to consider. Oh, do I have time for that? Do I really want to do that? I need to think about this. And all of a sudden you've got all these barriers to them just saying yes to you because you've sold them the process. So remember, people buy the why. Focus on the payoffs. This is what you're going to get as a result of working with me. This is how you're going to feel. This is what it's going to look like. And you're feeding him back to what they told you at the beginning of the conversation when you were asking your questions. All right. So that's the second big don't, is you're not selling the process. And the third thing is really a mindset thing. This is about having self-doubt. So if you're coming to the call and you haven't done the work to feel really confident about your ability to deliver the results that you're promising, that is going to sabotage your sales calls. So even if you've got to have rock solid confidence in your ability to show up for that person. Now, the big thing here is a lot of people say, well, how can I promise the results when it's up to them? Really, they have to take responsibility for taking the action. I can't guarantee the results. No, but what you can promise, what you are guaranteeing, is that you are going to go all in for this person, that you are going to show up as the powerful coach for this person, that you are going to support them, you're going to hold them accountable, you're going to challenge them, and you are also going to bring all of your knowledge, your years of experience, your gifts, your skills. You're bringing all of you to that relationship. That's what you've got to own that. And time again, I see coaches that they create this amazing program, but then they doubt themselves. Am I good enough? Why would somebody pay me this amount of money? Why would they choose me over all these other coaches out there? And that doubt is going to create a frequency that is going out there and it's communicating subconsciously to the prospect. They don't know that. So don't worry. They're not going, she doubts herself, but they're picking up something that just feels like, do you know what? I need to think about this. I'm not sure. But when you have complete certainty and confidence in yourself, that communicates across to your prospect, and they have confidence and certainty in you. It's the whole kind of thing of, everything is a mirror. We're always projecting and people are reflecting back to us. So if you're standing in that place of confidence, they'll have confidence in you. It's like if you respect yourself, other people will respect you. If you honor and believe in yourself, other people will honor and believe in you. So that's the third thing, is you've got to make sure that what you're bringing to the table is a true embodiment of your gifts, your skills, your experience, your knowledge. Make it your own and own it, and eliminate doubt, eliminate that lack of certainty in your ability. And yes, when you're starting out, yes, it's scary, but start from where you are. Bring what you do know to the table. Work on your confidence, master that part of your mindset, so that when you do show up, you're really owning your power. So they're the three things, guys, the three don'ts. Don't talk too much. Your prospect should be doing 80% of the talking. You're holding a container, a safe space for them to really get that clarity they need. The second thing is you're not selling the process, you're selling the payoffs of working with you. And the third thing is really bring to the table your power, your confidence, and eliminate that self-doubt from your psyche and your system. You've got to really own the fact that you are one of a kind, you are unique, you are powerful, and you have the solution to your prospect's problem. And they know that. They see that in you because by virtue of them booking a call with you, they already see that you have something that they need. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for hanging with me today. Thank you for watching. Sending you loads of love as always. And if you've got comments, questions, put them below. I love to hear from you. And I shall speak to you all again soon. Okay, guys, bye for now.